Yo! Video games.
I want Marvel 4.
I mean, who doesn't, man?
Right? You know,
doesn't?
like
Who want, they want the actual Marvel vs. Capcom that was not MVCI.
You don't want Marvel 4 to play like Marvel 3. You want it to play more like Marvel 2.
I want to play more like MVCI.
Marvel,
or Infinite.
Yes.
Marvel 3 does play like 2, to be completely honest. It's just a sequel to 2.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Kenny?
But why don't you like
Let's
3, though,
see.
Steve?
Let me take a look.
Combat mechanics. Ruined the game.
Yeah.
And they took away the ability to roll. One of the most basic things you could do in Marvel 1 and in Marvel 2. They said, you know what? We're going to let you sit there and watch the character fall, and then he's going to do a 30-hit fucking OCG combo for 40 hours.
In MVC, in all the MVCs before, you get knocked down, and if you get knocked down, if you like press fireball, like roll, you would roll forward or back.
Yeah.
But in Marvel 3, they introduced an on-the-ground state.
Yes.
Where you can't, like, if you get hard knockdown, you can get like an OTG, a splat, and you're stuck. You still technically can choose where to roll after, but you are stuck.
Wow, you're cruising for PS2.
And the funny thing is that you still had that ability in Marvel.
we're going to slow it down.
If you fell on the ground and you didn't roll,
got OTG.
Yeah, you got OTG. So guess what? You earned it. That's what I mean. Is that okay? Well, that person didn't actually get up in time, so you got a free combo after that.
Yeah.
And there were characters like what's her name? Jill. Resident Evil character that had a slide kick, you know her slide kick, and then she'll bring out the zombie behind her. Then she would bring out a helper. If she did the slide kick,
she can cover the roll.
She and you didn't actually roll, the helper would lift you back up. But if you did roll, you would run into her zombie behind you. So she was the only character that would guarantee that if she hit you with the low slide, you were fucked either way. So. Again, you earned it, and I felt like that just wasn't a thing in MVC3.
Yeah, we can scoot over. Steve's like saying a microphone.
All right, Chad. So this is Dark Cloud. It's awesome. It's an amazing game.
Never played this.
It's good, but the dungeons are a bit flat. But everything else is really cool about it. Dark Cloud is dope. It's like Sega Zelda, but the dungeons were a bit flat.
Sony Zelda.
Sony Zelda, yeah.
A lot of people saying they love this shit.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of Dark Cloud 2. I got to the sewers and then I stopped.
Yeah. Because I can admit, I can like something and can admit, like, oh.
What possessed you to play this game?
Not many options.
There wasn't much else on the system.
This was at launch, right? So there was very. Yeah, if you remember launch PS2, Steve, it was pretty much Tekken or bust.
Yeah. Well, this was like, what, May or something after launch?
And this is why I had so much time to mess with PS2, because I played Tekken.
Yep.
So I was like,
Tekken carried for a long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dark Cloud was a launch title. If not, maybe even first week or something like that.
It wasn't that close.
But I remember I got this.
I don't think so. My memory is that this did not come out in October.
And I loved it. It was cool.
I think it came out a few months
Especially
later. I'm not.
Zelda Super.
I can't confirm that. I can only. My memory remembers this being a couple months after.
And then this had
Chat, you got Google at your disposal. When did this come out?
And then this had a cool feature of like a building of like you have to rebuild the towns and shit like that. So it had a little bit of SimCity.
Yeah, that's what As Your Dreams has. Remember that freaking game? Well, like, hello, fucker.
In America.
So what'd you do? You actually built buildings in the town.
So is the gimmick of this game the same, Kenny? Where you go into a dungeon, you get a bunch of loot, you come back out of the dungeon, help out your town, go back into the dungeon, get more loot. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first time I was ever experiencing this, because that's essentially like, I forget what the term.
Wow, didn't I say May? I said May, didn't I?
I forget what the genre's term was.
Dungeon crawler.
It may be a dungeon crawler. I played As Your Dreams on PS1, and we played this like it was the game like, oh, what's his name? Oh, it's the name he's always been given. Fucker. Like that was that game.
Yeah.
And I was really addicted to it because it was like, oh, just one level higher.
Yeah.
Then you get killed, and you're like, fuck, you gotta go back and get your stuff and then come back and get the town all buff. And it was actually really fun.
Mm-hmm. This was like that. So that's why I liked it. I'm like, the dungeons
are addictive.
Yeah, the dungeons are great, but all the stuff, I'm getting the stuff back to the city and putting it together.
Yeah.
And then it was like it was a cool.
This was a little bit like
Nemesis, thank you.
ActRaiser in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Never played ActRaiser.
May 29th. Damn, I said
strong gameplay loop. There it is. Yes.
So that was like
2005
5 months after.
No, more
6
than
months?
None of this stuff can
7.
actually be played online, huh?
I thought it came out. I thought PS2 came out in December.
October 24th.
Oh, October. Shit. Delkill, thank you.
Dungeon's better than Breath of the Wild.
None of this stuff can actually be played online, huh, Mars?
Online?
Yeah.
On the base PS2?
Yup.
If you try real hard,
Ha!
there's ways to do
There's
it.
probably ways to do it, yeah.
You can do TCP and all that weird networking wizardry.
Uh-huh.
I think you can still play with people on
Tone.
like emulation and
That
shit.
was his real name? I didn't know. His name was just like...
Dennis Menu's looking crisp as shit,
Yeah.
boy.
Decide.
I never knew. That's, you know, it's funny, like in Final Fantasy and stuff like that, I didn't know most of their names because I would change it.
Yes, me too.
So I'm like, wait, who?
There is 100% still an active SOCOM Steam, Trey.
Yeah, we played it.
Yeah.
We literally
You
did
gotta do a
it.
little bit of fandangling, but what I heard is that it's actually easier now. It used to be a lot more difficult to actually get into a SOCOM server, but it's more easier now. They made it more consumer friendly, even though the consumers are
Thought it was Kite. No, that's Dot Hack.
nothing. She's evil. She got
Damn.
spikes.
Dang.
Evil.
I can save her, though.
Spikes.
I can fix her.
I can fix her.
I can fix that guy too.
Why is there a fucking Nazi?
We can fix the Nazi guy.
Why is there...
I'm fixated on his nose. The dance of blood. The blood of witches.
You know what I remember being like a game I was kind of excited for and I didn't end up liking it too much? Grandia 3.
Ah.
I kind of wanted to get back into JRPGs at some point around the PS2 era.
The battle system's amazing, but like the story is
Not
like,
good.
Because like
It just
that was
lost
the
me.
problem, where like the story was like great in 1, and then like it completely flip flopped by the end.
Yeah.
Where like the story is like in 3, but like the battle system was great, but it wasn't the game.
And that's the thing, like around the PS2 era, there was a lot of JRPGs, like a lot. And they sort of carried the tradition from the PS1.
Oh, did you get PsyOps?
You wanted the save data for it, and I
At
think
least
we
the
actually
save data.
have a physical of PsyOps.
Yeah, we do. Because if you get the save data, you can play a Scorpion and have all the powers.
Yeah.
And then that's when the game really starts to shine.
Hang on, let me look.
Uh-oh. Do
Right.
it. Yeah, do it, Steve. Do it. There it is. Do it. Hey, Steve got the dance down.
I want to do this dance.
He's gonna bring the blood of the
What am I
way.
missing?
You're missing the Super Bowl halftime show,
Oh,
Steve.
shit.
Yeah. It's gonna be,
have it on Xbox, Kenny.
Oh shit.
Dude, how long does this go on for?
2.5 minutes.
Kenny, skip this shit.
Like, what the fuck?
Can you skip it? Please.
Skip it.
Yeah, so you can actually have a skip option that's revolutionary.
Please play Harvest Moon on PS2.
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon?
Which one? That run animation.
Right.
Yup. Look at this.
This is ActRaiser.
This is a solid 60, right?
It is. You got
I got it. Oh, we're in there. We're in there.
I love this, dude. And you could just, this is part Animal Crossing, part Zelda.
Yo, chat, we need that dance on Fortnite. I need that blood dance in Fortnite right now.
blood dance.
The blood dance of the witches.
But so there was other games in like this then, right?
Oh my god. Copy of Soul Calibur 3 ain't working.
You know, I would say, like, does anyone remember Level 5 chat? But they're making their big comeback with Nintendo this year, so...
Wasn't Level 5 the ones doing that, like, Grand Blue game or some shit?
No.
No, that's something else.
They did,
I think I called them
Level 5 did Ni no Kuni.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Big Bandai Namco game.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
Shrek Super Slam? Is that a wrestling game or a basketball?
It's like a fucking Power Stone-like game.
Oh god. On the PlayStation, I'm sure it was trash.
Hey, got my own copy of Soul Calibur 3.
Hey,
Yes, and we can play Soul Calibur 3, we decided to do it on PS3.
Alright.
Because it's, they don't have the save data.
Camelot coming back with Mario Golf? Camelot never left Mario Golf. What are you talking about? Camelot's stuck in Mario Golf and Tennis Hell. He'll never get in Golden Sun back.
Chat, is there any way on, like, OPL on PS2? Or, you know, I don't know. Is there any way to actually get a bunch of saves or, like, saves from GameFAQs?
Oh my God.
One of the most valuable things of a PS3 is that you can just import saves. And you just drop them on your PS3 and you play your
Yeah,
PS2
yeah,
games.
yeah.
It's great. Is there, like, a way to do that on PlayStation 2 yet?
There was. We've done it. I swear to Christ,
On
we've
a
done
base PS2?
it. Oh, 2?
Yes.
Oh, no. We did it on PS3.
That's what I mean. That's why I said the PS3 one is
Okay,
like,
I'm mixing my 3.
that works.
Okay.
Does Free McBoot allow something like that?
McBoo.
I'll make boo.
And this game naturally runs at a much higher resolution. Holy shit. In fact, let me see.
I'll make boo.
There was, but you need one of those weird USB things to plug into your memory card? I see. I see. I see. Okay.
Do you see?
Yeah, put that big keyhole in, Kenny. Put that keyhole, that big one.
PS2 high res.
Get fucked.
Damn, even higher res now. Shit.
Damn.
And the reses are getting super high.
So, and the weirdest thing about PlayStation 2 games is that there is no universal resolution out for all these titles.
Yeah.
You get games that look fuzzy as fuck, boy. And then you get other games that are incredibly good looking. It's like, damn, Tekken 5 is one of those.
Oh my god, the interlacing Christ.
So this is basically an HDMI converter, right? You
No.
take
Upscaler.
yeah, upscaler, HDMI.
We are upscaling into a RetroTank 5X, and with certain profiles I made, I have to make 3 or 4 different profiles for PS2 games because of the different levels of resolution they output.
Right.
And there's no uniformity. Like you just have to figure it out.
Right. And like I'm guessing like somebody had a tutorial online where they're like, this is how I made it look the best and shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because there's no way to like know for sure unless you like
For
information and shit.
for classic games, like the RetroTank 5X is the premium shit.
Yeah. God, I bet Vice City would look fucking perfect on this damn thing.
Which game?
Vice City.
I got it.
You do have it, yeah.
I got you, Vice
I
City.
mean, it's gonna look fuzzy because
It breaks.
Oh no.
But look,
But look, you can fix it.
you can fix it.
To get your weapon drunk. Yeah, unlike the Dreamcast, there was a very few games that
It becomes stronger.
weren't uniform 480p out. Like a
Yeah.
couple of games like Hydro Thunder and some weird shit.
Wait, why would Vice City look fuzzy if it
It just might be a lower res game.
Oh, the game itself.
Yeah,
Okay.
the game itself just doesn't allow for high resolutions.
Oh wow, damn.
Weapon breaking. Wow, this had. But at least I could repair the weapon and it wasn't gone.
Is there a Dreamcast equivalent? Yes, it's called the GameCube.
Take that breath of the.
The GameCube is the GameCube and the OG Xbox are actually great at high resolution output. They're in fact, the best system at it is the Xbox.
I'm sure Breath of the Wild has like a hack where the weapons just don't break.
yeah, I've done
They
it.
do on PC.
On PC. I've done that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
Did you choose to fight them?
I've
no,
played
like
through the
engage.
game.
No, this is the thing.
I've played
Skeleton
through
Warrior.
pretty much the
This
whole
is
game
a piece of the
with
land.
weapon
River
breaking.
acquired.
It's a better game.
Does this character have a shield?
No, don't do the other one.
No.
Too many guys.
He's not really worried
These
about
aren't, these aren't enemies.
Oh shit.
They're not enemies. They're
No.
fucking skeletons with swords.
No, Max is talking about the orbs.
No, he was talking about the skeletons.
Skeleton Warriors!
That means you guys got KBDs?
I think he does. It's been a hot minute. I haven't played this game in 20 years.
Chat, does this character have a shield later on?
Who
He
cares?
has a gun too. I remember he would have a
Oh
gun.
my god, he sounds just like Link too. It's ridiculous. When he's swinging the sword, it's like yeah. Yes, nope, no.
It's-
Nice.
You know what
Good
this
job,
game's,
Chad.
you know what this game's art style reminds me of? Like a family-friendly version of Panzer Dragoon.
Kinda. I see where you're coming from on that.
Panzer Dragoon is not family friendly.
Not really. It's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Dark fantasy. Dark
blood-
future tech fantasy.
Blood and guts and shit.
Violence just in general. Like it's not
It's not something.
it's not something you just be like, oh, kids love this.
Page's house.
I liked Panzer Dragoon a lot when I was like 13, 14-ish. Right.
I said shields are lame. Okay then.
Macho's
Panzer Dragoon
house.
is nothing but a giant homage to a French graphic novelist called Mobius. And it's not.
Not very.
It's not like oh, it's explicit. It's just like it's just not something like a
not
kid
flashy.
would be interested in.
So
Yeah,
these,
So the French novelist Mobius, what was his birthday, Simmons?
fuck if I know.
I don't believe it.
Can't believe you even know, Steve. How could you even ask that if you don't know? Where's your birthday knowledge?
Yeah, I know it. That's not something.
I know he passed away recently.
His birthday.
That's the reverse of his birthday, actually.
Right.
Mobius is fucking amazing.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're red. Hit and spin. There you go.
Get that money to bring it back to town. Do you choose to go back,
$5?
Kenny, or do you choose to keep going? Is that part of the game?
well, I can leave now and start putting the town together.
I see.
So basically, every part of the dungeon is part of the town that was like whisked
Lock
away.
on and you can do a backflip.
There it
Really?
is.
Lock on. I don't know. How does he lock on?
Oh,
Chad?
dear.
Well, you have to find an enemy first.
His art is insanely good. Yeah, see, I know. You know. It Miva, you know. The rest of the chat is like, his name sounds like Morbius. Whatever.
Stupid chat. So no.
Find the lock. Find the lock.
Mobius is
Probably R2.
Uncultured
There you go,
swine.
I found it. Now do a backflip.
Now do a backflip. Now do a barrel roll.
Don't walk off.
too late.
Oh, you
You
killed
killed
him
him.
too fast. Kenny.
Damn, you're so good.
Kenny, where's his backflip?
Oh!
Shit.
I should have done it there. You're
One health.
You're really low on health, bro.
You know how to heal?
Do you have any items to heal?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, that is a no. This man's booking. He said, "Fuck this." I got
I
one.
haven't played this game in 20 years.
Yes, I know. This man said, "Fuck this, I'm out." Uh-oh. As long as they can't chase you, you're good. They're big.
Oh my god, you used to have to
Yeah.
eat and shit. Jesus.
Oh, it's like chicken and
Yeah,
shit?
I remember.
They're right behind you too.
Yeah, somebody said there's a thirst gauge in this game.
Yeah.
Where if like you get thirsty, which is like an overall stamina gauge or some shit.
Yeah, well, chat's gauge is always at the bottom there.
Damn.
See, oh, there is a thirst gauge. Look at the
Or
jug with the water.
I should say maxed out. Actually, it would be the more appropriate thing.
Under the help.
I just
Oh, okay. Maroon.
Assy, thank you.
yeah, I remember he would like. I think in 2 he had like a gun.
That's so weird. So just some games were optimized to be upscaled, and other games were just
Not optimized to be upscaled. Some of them just outputted higher resolution for some fucking reason.
So that like the guy saw into the future, and we're like, you know, one day somebody's gonna use this on some
No,
HDTV,
no, not at all.
And we're gonna
Don't think of that.
Yeah, like
Nothing was still designed. Granted, they were all 480p, still designed for old ass tubes.
yeah, yeah.
Still designed for like ancient fucking televisions. The best
Most
thing.
of them are fucking 240, resolution.
Well, that's PS1.
Yeah.
It's 240p.
There's PS2 games that are, a lot of them are in 240.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
See,
don't
look at
believe that.
that.
I think 360 is probably as low as like.
Oh my
maybe I'm wrong. Chad, there's no fucking way there's only 240p PlayStation 2 games.
PS2 games that are only in 240.
No way.
They exist.
Or like the Japanese games or something.
And this was my
A lot of
favorite
them.
part of the game. I just wanted
480, definitely not.
240p PS2? Yes. Yes, they
Like,
are.
you'd have to give me an
Yes,
example.
there is.
The Bouncer, I think, runs at 240p maybe.
Well, that's square. But like, I mean, I think Bouncer would be higher.
Disgaea and
There was 1080. There was like two 1080.
You know what?
games.
You know what? There is 240p games. You know why? Because certain Capcom games are like that. 2D games are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never understood
You're right.
the I versus P. Like
Oh, interlace versus
Interlace.
progressive.
yeah.
So interlace fucking sucks. It's great for old televisions. So essentially designed for tubes, right? And it interlaces the signal to make frames. Long story short, I can show you exactly what it looks like. We can put in Tekken Tag and Tekken 5. I can show you. But it makes this like weird dithering effect around all the characters on HDTVs. Because the way an HDTV renders an image is completely different than a tube. So long story short, if you have an interlaced game, which there's a lot of games on PS2 that are interlaced only games, you have to find something called a de-interlacer to essentially sync up the frames. Or else you just get these characters that have these lines that are going through them whenever they move. They have these like weird shadowy lines all over
Almost
the
look like
place.
blinds.
Yeah, it looks like characters have literally shaded blinds behind them. I can show you exactly what it looks like if we punch in a couple of certain games. Tekken Tag 1 is notorious.
Yeah.
Most fighting games are notorious to have it.
Oh, fighting games are the worst.
They're the ones that, like, because their fighting games are naturally having to be higher frame rate.
So I think I was fine because I always use a 1080i on my PS3, and I had an old television. Like that was
You did it right.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I was like,
1080i
so I think I
was for
fine.
old TVs.
Yeah. So I think I was just like, yeah, this fine. Like it didn't look any different or anything like that. And the funny thing is that my PlayStation only gave me the option for 1080i. I never got the option for 1080p. It wouldn't.
Well, your TV
now-
probably didn't support progressive.
Right, and every time I did 1080p, the screen would go black.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, well then never mind. I was
And boom, look
1080i.
at that. I just built it, and now it's live.
They got a little
Is the RetroTink 5X worth it? You got a 2X? I mean, for me, yes. Like for me,
I was
yes.
optimized for light gun. What the fuck?
Yeah, if you're on a tube,
Yeah, right.
that's the best way to play.
If you're on a tube,
If you're
yeah.
on a tube, yeah, old style light gun, that's the best way to play with a light gun.
Ah,
1080x.
Yeah, so technically, if we're talking about like direct pixel comparison, 1080i is about the same equivalent as 720p.
yeah.
We're talking about direct
Yeah,
comparison.
it was, 1080i was just 720p anyway.
And to be honest, yeah, one of the things that makes the RetroTink 5X amazing is its de-interlacer, and the fact that you get a lot of these games that go between menus and one menu is a different resolution than the other and shit. This thing will actually fix that, where you would drop signal and it has to recache the signal.
That was the old days of your stream.
This was. Yep, exactly. The nice thing is that the RetroTink fixes that with like a frame buffer, where it literally buffers in a few frames.
This makes me sad because I'm like, this is a pretty.
That's what I thought also.
This is a pretty cool setup, and I was like, I'm probably gonna go home and do that. And then you said, oh, well, you have to run it through this other fucking thing.
Oh no, dude, it's a fucking process.
And I'm like, oh hell no, I'm gonna do that shit.
Even the cables that are running through this to actually deliver this signal to the thing to make it even show up, the cable itself is $80.
It's a specific. It's like a.
It's a specific component cable because the original component cables for PlayStation suck. They're bad.
Right, because it's a component cable that is converted to an HDMI.
No. There's no HDMI. We're doing component into the device. The device is turning the component signal into a 1080 out. So that's further down the daisy chain.
Yeah.
Is what you're thinking of.
Oh, fucking crazy.
Technically, it does that, but yeah, if you get any of those things that do like, oh, here's your HDMI cable for your PlayStation 2,
I have that.
It'll look nothing like that.
Yeah, I actually have. I had that years ago.
It won't look anything.
You know, I went to go get that. Fucking GameStop.
Yeah, the
pound
cables.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
It's a converter. You just plug it into your your PS2.
It will not
and it converts it into HDMI. I was like, oh yeah, let's go. And then I used it. And I was like, oh god.
Yeah, it's like way too dark or something. You're like, what the hell? You can't change anything.
And shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, OPL. So the funny thing is, in the hardware, the homebrew that's on the system, the hard drive loader can actually force games into higher resolution.
Yes.
Chat, do we actually have a game where it's called GSR, like something sample rate? I don't know. Does anybody know a GSR game that you can actually output like a super high resolution PS2 game in? Does anybody actually fucking know if there's a game that you can do that on?
I know GTA 3 has 1080i, but I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
That might work. Anybody that has this shit knows what I'm talking about.
Jesus Christ.
Gran Turismo 3. I think I got 3 or 4 on here. We can try Gran Turismo. GT4 is 1080i. Well, there we go. We can force 720p. Most likely.
Do the flip, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See it? I flipped.
No, wait.
Does Tekken 4 work with
I do
GSR?
now.
Okay.
Oh, you almost did right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a backflip though. You did it for
And the cool part is that there's some games like on PlayStation 2 that if you go into the options setting, it asks if you have a progressive TV. Like Tekken 5 is one of those games.
Oh, like a smart TV?
Or just a TV that supported a higher resolution.
Yeah.
Like even an old tube, right?
Wow, you gotta be on the right side of the chest.
So when you turn that on and it turns into progressive signal, oh my god, it's so sharp and it looks amazing on an HD TV.
Oh, but only because you have the fucking box.
Only because you have something to produce the image to make it look that good.
Shit, dude, it's fucking. Okay, $80 for the cable. I'm guessing like $200 for the box or some crazy shit, and then another cable that goes into said, the flat screen TV and shit like that. So you're
And those are just HDMI cables at
How
that
much
point.
Oh,
do you think the RetroTink is?
about $200 to $300.
I don't know how much it is now, but it's definitely.
What does a RetroTink 5X cost?
I think it was about 500.
Yeah.
Those are homemade.
They're home, like a guy in his garage.
Yes.
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding you. Yes, that's how they're produced.
What the shit?
$300.
So no
So
company.
300 now. Okay.
How do I...
So no company is like,
It's a company, but it's like
making a
people.
warehouse.
Yeah,
It's not like an industry.
Right.
It's people.
Yeah. Not too many. I'm pretty sure not too many people are gonna run out and buy that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can pretty much only order it from them, and that's it.
I'm pretty sure it sold out pretty quickly.
Yeah, super fast when they first started. So here's the thing, Max. What made you say, hey, you know what? I want it on a PS2. I don't want to emulate it. I just want it on the original fucking hardware. Why is it that you said, I'm not going to emulate this? I don't want it on fucking PC. I want it on...
And then for the same reason that we did every single other console down here for the way we did, including literally Capcom Arcade hardware.
Yeah.
It runs the exact same way you remember. It just looks better. And the thing with emulation is amazing, right? And it is the ultimate, one of the easiest, most convenient ways to play any game, and I'll never doubt it. But if I have the option and the support to to literally run it on OG stuff, I will.
Yeah.
And emulation will never actually be 100%, right? You just understand that emulation is impossible for it to be 100% the same. It literally is impossible because it's just emulating.
It's an emulation.
It's trying to do it.
Yeah.
So sounds will be off. Like things will just not work the exact same.
Yeah.
And the only way to fix that is a case-by-case situation. And how many case-by-case situations are in games? Literally millions.
Yeah.
Like I collided with this at this point and it did this and no music, no sound came out.
Yeah.
That would not have happened in the original because you're emulating.
Yeah.
So most things are very good, right? But I find it very valuable, and for the sake of streaming and for all of us, OG hardware, running through the same old fucking cables, the same old system, running in the exact same way. All I do is eliminate the disc.
Yeah.
Because the discs are the one thing that is going to break. The laser and the discs are the things that will break.
Yeah, and eventually.
So it's still a PlayStation
Bone
2.
key.
It's still 100% a PS2 outputting all this shit.
So with that said, what happened that time that me and you, we were playing, I think it was either Bust a Groove or Power Apple the Rapper, and we were hitting the buttons and it was off.
That was us
PS3.
playing on PS3. That's a great question.
Yeah.
So PlayStation 3, certain older models can play PS2 games, right?
Right.
It has technically PS2 hardware in them, but the way it renders the image and how fast that output happens is different on later systems. So it just takes longer for the image that you're seeing to actually register to your inputs. This is why Guitar Hero games had that, like, okay, set your timer. You had to like condition it because HD TVs and a bunch of things added input delay. So long story short, yes, when we were playing Buster Groove, all our fucking timing was off.
It was
because when we see it hit up there, the game isn't actually registering that correctly. It's actually up there already, technically. So all the timing is fucked up on rhythm games if you play PS2 games on PS3.
Apparently that happened with Legend of Dragoon. They just put back on PS4.
Oh, because you got a time.
And they had to patch it.
Yeah.
Apparently, they had to release a patch for Legend of Dragoon because, like, the timing's all off.
The timing was completely off on, like, Squall hitting his thunder strikes or whatever, and the Legend of Dragoon guy having to time all that. That's extremely fucked up.
Later P3 is software emulating, and it's not.
Yeah, they eventually started doing emulation on PS2 on PS3.
So even the professionals are emulating shit. That's
Yes,
so funny.
yes, absolutely. And that started happening in the PS3 because it was too expensive to have the hardware in there anymore.
Yeah, they can't.
the whole fucking
So they just had
Ocean engine.
They just had the PS3 essentially emulate games, but then you run into a lot more issues because now you're emulating and games really are running funky.
Certain games wouldn't even really work properly, like God of War 2 and Metal Gear 3.
Yeah, they would just fuck up.
And that was.
And then they just took all of it out.
That was the downfall of the PS Mini or the PS1, the fucking.
The thing I gave you.
Yeah.
PlayStation Mini.
Yeah, PlayStation Mini. Yeah.
Jeez.
That was the downfall.
PlayStation Mini. All those games ran at like 50 FPS for some reason. Yeah. They all were like the European versions of them. It was designed to fail for some reason. They had really powerful.
I think they don't even care.
It literally was like, oh, this is shit this
they
out.
don't want to lose money.
PS Mini was so fucking funny because they actually had hardware capable of so much more. But for some reason, they put like the shittiest versions of the games they possibly could put on there.
Yeah.
I don't.
It was the cheapest option.
I don't get it. Like they just didn't care. They put the PAL versions of games on there. What the fuck?
The PAL versions. It's because PAL TVs were. Let me see the rest of that. Yeah, PAL TVs were 50 FPS for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
So old PS1 games ran at like 50.
So were they trying to appeal to the European market?
No, dude, they fucked up. They literally, and there's no European TVs that do that anymore, right?
Oh yeah, the 50 FPS.
That doesn't exist anymore.
So
they fucked up. They just made a bad call. Like, it's wild, and all the games like ran bad. Like we played Tekken 3, and it was like, what the fuck, dude? This is not Tekken 3.
And that's how you get Steve to notice. You just have him play Tekken.
He'll play Tekken 3 and be like, what is this shit?
I gotta be honest. I'll be real. I played Resident Evil 1 on there. Didn't have a problem.
You probably wouldn't, because that game only runs at 30.
Yeah, the game is slow as fuck.
It's a very slow game.
Yeah, I played it.
And RE1 doesn't even run at 60, so you're fine.
I was like, yeah, this is fine. I never got the chance to play Tekken on there. Which sucks because Sony was all about variety and exclusives back in the day. Yeah.
Now it's about sad dads.
Creepin' Riken, thank you.
I mean, I want Ghost of Tsushima 2, but watch. Ghost of Tsushima 2 will be sad dad Jin. Jin will be a dad. And then the second Mongolian invasion will happen, and then he'll be sad.
We'll see. We'll see.
He'll be a sad dad.
We'll be happy.
Then he'll be a sad dad out for revenge. Why would he be happy about the second Mongolian invasion?
Because he gets to kill more Mongols.
He's happy now.
He's happy.
He always has a
I
smile.
get to murder more.
That makes me happy when I see those Mongols.
down the game.
Yeah.
And you're like, la, 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 la,
When I see them and I get to kill them, it makes me happy.
murdering people left and right. Like, okay.
Yeah, the PS1 Mini was a crazy piece of hardware.
It was
because
good. I mean, it's a good idea.
It could do a lot
good
more
idea.
than even just PlayStation 1 games,
Yeah,
which
when
was
people
crazy.
started hacking the shit out of it,
Yeah,
it was doing a lot.
The funniest thing is that Sony spent a lot of money on that hardware and fucked up the software so bad that they lost, like they were making very little profit from it and assuming that everyone was going to buy
I
it.
went to Best Buy and I legit saw fucking like hundreds of
stack
this
of them.
just on the wall being sold for like you
Nothing.
buy this for like $15. Like it wasn't $15, but it was like something crazy like $50 or something like that.
Like a NES Classic, a Genesis Classic, a SNES Classic, those things probably cost less than $15 to produce, manufacture, and put in a box.
Yeah.
Right, but they sell them for like $100.
Yeah, and there was
So they made a ton of profit because they're like the best toys ever. The PlayStation Mini likely cost them like $50 to $70 to make, and then nobody bought them at $100.
It was down to $15.
Yes, just fucking take them.
Fucking insane.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember walking.
Taking them.
I actually said that as a joke. I didn't realize.
No, I remember walking through like a Best Buy or something, and I was like, "Holy shit, 15!" They just get rid of
It
this.
almost is better just to rip if you're savvy enough just to take the hardware out of it because it's worth way more.
Yeah. That's why is that why there's no N64?
Yes.
Yes, and that's the reason because the N64 would cost different hardware. You would need different internal hardware to make N64 games actually run, and at that point, it ends up costing you like $50 to $70 to
Bro,
make
what do
the
I
unit.
get? What do I get?
Is
Water.
that the same issue with PS2 as well?
Yes, 100%. Anything above like 2D games, pretty much.
PS1 was a 3D game zone.
It was, and it cost them. It was very expensive, and they lost millions of dollars on it.
Because of the fucking software.
Yes.
They fucked up on the software.
They took a gamble that a ton of people were going to buy it.
that they didn't realize. Like
Yes.
people were just. So they went the cheap route, thinking that people were going to notice, and they did, and then
They essentially spent a lot of money on the PS1 Mini hardware, and for some reason didn't give a fuck about the
How
software.
does one drink?
I don't know.
I don't know. But
I think you're maxed out now.
Yeah, I went in that water, but now my weapon.
Now you're in trouble.
My
Like
favorite
weapons
thing, weapon
dead.
breaking.
You have
No repair
Pour, yeah,
power.
pour,
Yeah, it's like.
pour your repair juice on
Is
it.
there a store?
PS1 Minis are expensive now. That makes sense because
Yeah.
they're actually good on the inside. And if you just strip out the PS1 bullshit on it, you have a pretty decent emulator box.
Like me, I'm good on the inside.
Yeah, you're soft as you are inside. I've been in there.
Man.
Oh, chat says the base dagger will not break
Oh, the base dagger.
if you switch to the base dagger.
This is shit. I didn't get anything else.
Oh, I suggest you switch.
So then you can just keep using it. Chat says it won't. Okay, well,
There it
it's
is.
still working.
That's the base dagger.
Dagger plus 1 broke. Well, fuck.
Still hitting.
He just ran into that with his mouth open.
All right. Ah! Wah, 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 wah.
How do I flip, chat?
Get the lock on first.
I have locked
Your
on.
no one's lock on. There you go.
It's probably
There.
back in circle or something, Kenny.
So
What's the lock on button?
first? Go.
Circle.
There you go.
Never press it again.
Yes.
So back square,
Nope.
back triangle, back with the left, right buttons,
Down on the D-pad.
down, down.
Maybe they might be talking about part 2.
Woolly
That said
Trout,
do
thanks for
show.
the 5 gift
My
subs,
character
dude.
said do show. It says Dasher. Damn, I pressed that do show.
Jump. I have no jump. Oh, I have a block.
Which means there he is in Japanese, right?
Mongolian.
Or, I'm sorry, Mongolian. This just means he's there or over there or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Really? He blocks with his hand? What the fuck?
Yeah, I think I have to like start building the town, and then people.
Or maybe you have to earn it? Earn the back of it?
Oh, you have a health regen thing.
I should replay that game in English.
I'm
Ghost of
poisoned.
Tsushima?
Yeah.
It's good in English.
Which is funny because like I played it all in Japanese without lip syncing, but I'm used to that because I played the old Xeno games. But like they added lip syncing only on PS5.
Yeah.
because it needs
Because AI lip sync.
the juice.
I was playing it in Japanese for a while, but then I'm having fights and I have to read and fight at the same time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it in English.
That is also true.
That was one of my.
Well,
I
I was playing it in English when we were playing multiplayer.
So,
and I was like unused to it. I was like, whoa, what? The characters are speaking English.
So Simmons played it in Japanese. Kenny played it in black and white, and I played it like a man.
Black and white in Japanese?
Nah, American. You're like America.
Seriously, I didn't play it at all.
Yeah. I still haven't beat the DLC. I gotta do that.
Jesus. Really? It's good.
Is it?
It's really good.
I'm sure you beat it.
I did beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did. Actually, when it came out. You want to watch
The
it?
DLC though.
You want to watch my VOD of the DLC?
Yeah, no, the DLC.
No.
Motherfucker. I don't think you touched that game after you fucking beat
Iki
that.
Island? I did beat it.
Yeah.
I did do it.
Iki-
Simmons. Did I beat it?
Yeah.
I did. I mean, I did.
I mean, after you beat it,
I'm a
then I
bigger
had to
fan
show
of the game
you-
than Sivas.
I just showed you where all like the really obscure costumes were after you beat it. Because again, I beat it, but I didn't find them. And I'm like, oh, they're really obscure.
Oh,
Here's
Bloodborne
what I'm
Bloodborne
showing
costume, the fucking Shadow of the Colossus costume.
you. And Horizon.
A
I think those-
Bloodborne costume?
Yeah, there's a
Literally a
Bloodborne
Bloodborne
costume.
costume.
The fuck?
Bloodborne,
Eileen the Crow costume.
Shadow, and Horizon. I don't
They're
know.
like loose, not just a Bloodborne costume.
They're
or
just
like,
interpretations.
They're like, yeah, like a loose.
Well, the swoosh of the ass cloud one probably looked the most
like it.
Like, hey, this looks like the most.
It's got the sash with like
Yeah.
the markings on it.
And you have
and
like you
shit.
have the helmet you can wear,
Yes.
which looks like one of the Colossus.
It was really cool. It was a nice little homage. I like PlayStation. I like the little PlayStation Universe shit they're doing. You know, I think that's
Yeah.
neat. I actually appreciate that.
Yeah, and I liked at the end of the game when you have like your own little like your new little hut that you own, and it has all the little dolls
Yes.
from all the different franchises.
Yep.
That game was great.
I beat the game.
I fucking love Ghost of
I beat
Tsushima.
the game. I didn't have no little hut.
Yeah, when like it's after you
The DLC?
post credit. No, it's post credits, and then you decide whether whatever spoilers. Fuck if you haven't played it, chat.
Damn, get him.
Or after you decide what to do about your uncle, you literally get that cutscene with the girl, and you're like, okay, there's still Mongols on the island. You're in like a little like hut somewhere on.
I need to buy some.
It's like this little shack, and it's like your home base.
Yeah. I still need you guys to.
Good.
Yeah, well, I showed you guys.
I still
Okay.
need you guys
I get it. Yeah, it's actually. I didn't know Dark Cloud was this. Dark
You
Cloud
didn't actually
2
beat-
is very different.
A bit, but
Dark
it's
Cloud 2 is like an RPG.
Yeah.
It's not really the same
But the
as
thing
this
is, too,
at all.
I have party members in this game too.
This is an RPG.
Not really.
It's
like a dungeon crawler?
It's a dungeon crawler RPG in a weird way.
I don't remember Dark Cloud 2 being like this.
Do you remember the main character's name in Dark Cloud?
It's fucking Max.
It's Max.
Yeah, I think it's actually Maximilian,
Yeah.
technically.
Dark Cloud 2 is just really pretty.
The house
That's
building.
a
I was
very
showing
pretty
them the
game.
house building.
I'm showing them.
But Dark Cloud 2 has golfing
Okay.
in the dungeons. You
He's
go
like,
into these-
okay.
Okay.
go into these dungeons and you literally Mario Golf.
Oh.
Through
Okay.
the dungeon, you hit your golf ball down the hallways until you get to a hole.
Okay. Cool.
Dark
I'm
Cloud
down.
2 is weird, man.
So far, I've seen huts and dungeons.
That's Dark Cloud.
All right.
And then there's other people that I can get in my party and stuff, and you can switch to them.
You're doing no goddamn damage. You're gonna need to switch to a different weapon or
Oh
something.
yeah, I don't even have a weapon. I don't even know. Like, I remember it's 20 odd years.
Sounds like Mega Man Legends. A little bit.
How dare you not?
I beat
remember
that
this
game.
old-ass game. How dare you not remember this old ass game, Kenny?
These games were fucking obtuse. Like
Yeah.
this is the kind of shit where you needed to read the manual.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And each dungeon was like generated. It wasn't
Yeah,
the same.
randomly generated.
Randomly generated. So that's why they were like. That's why I say these dungeons weren't like all crazy Zelda ones. They're just randomly generated. You beat everybody. You get all the pieces.
Two's
you
the
go.
same way, but
Two's
two's
the
just
same way.
very much prettier.
Yes.
If you guys keep talking about two, like I need to see it or something.
Well, that's
It's a
also,
much pretty.
on
It's
my-
one of the
on my
best looking
list.
PS2 games
So
there
like,
is.
when we switch, well, it'll be someone else's.
You just want to fire up 2 really quick, Kenny?
Well, I'll do someone else's game. We'll come back. I'm not gonna
Simmons.
play this, man.
Chrono Cross, PS2 or PS1?
One.
Okay. So they're saying this game,
Mayor.
or part 2 of this was the best looking game on PS2.
Awesome. Here?
It's definitely artistically one of the best looking games on this.
Okay.
I would argue. Like, if you want to talk like artistically, like
Yeah.
Dark Cloud 2,
I had the keyboard.
Odin Sphere.
You did have a key.
I think I have to do it all in one shot. No.
Sly 2.
Sly 2 is pretty good. They're pretty good looking for what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
Rogue
this
Galaxy
way-
is up
let me
there. I
repair.
put that on the list because I wanted to.
We have it on here.
Yeah.
I said I think that the most gorgeous looking game was Black.
Yeah, I have that on there too.
Okami.
Yeah.
Yes.
Auto Monolista's on there, but my god,
That
that's a
game was
boring-
not fun to play.
Not fun to play. The
Yeah.
controls.
Beautiful
that-
game, not fun to play.
I wish it would like.
What about what is that? The dog one? Okami.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okami
Great
might,
looking game.
Jeez.
Okami
Auto
might be the
Monolista-
best looking game on PS2.
I played it recently.
Yeah.
I'm like, woof. Like, if they could make that control fun.
Can we agree, chat? Okami, best looking game on PS2?
I feel like it's kind of unfair because the game's been remastered so many times now.
Yeah.
This is not really a PS2 game anymore.
Well, that is the problem with most of PS2's library.
It's been remastered.
Most of its library has been remastered somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you can just get a better
looking version.
of it
Sure, where the hell-
somewhere
What
else.
system was Flower? I think it was 3, right?
3.
PS3,
That's right.
Sure, where the hell do I
PS4.
repair? For everyone that remembers.
To me, it's still like I think it's more impressive when you have a game that's like from this era and hasn't been remastered, and
Yeah,
it still looks
that's
good.
where it
You can
gets.
appreciate it.
That's where it gets
Go back
tricky.
and
It's
look
like
at
how
it,
many
okay.
games are left
Yeah,
on
I get
PS2 that
that.
have no
Talk to this guy.
remastered, upscaled version anywhere else, just on PS2.
Yeah.
And it's like there's some, not a lot. Rogue Galaxy's one of them.
Yep. One of the last games on PS2.
Yeah.
You missed the SSX game series? Dance to rock around and drink. I wish play SSX 1. I have it.
Hey,
I got
repair
it.
powder. I got one.
Hey.
Oh, that was also a fantastic launch game. I keep forgetting SSX was a launch game.
One.
Yeah, SSX Uno. That was a good launch game.
Yeah.
What did it stand for? Sticky Suck X? Is that
Yes.
What yeah?
Damn, how'd I get it right?
Okay, then.
First
Perfect.
try.
Rambit the Kong, thank you.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, there's
Chat's
not. I
telling me
mean, there's
say
some
when you play
obscure
this game.
stuff, but yeah, there's not a lot of like.
Did he
Yeah.
say?
I'll have to get this in play. I have my copy somewhere.
Super Snowboarding Extreme? That's lame.
Like, what are like some high-profile PS2 games that aren't on any other system? Never got.
Soul Calibur 3.
That's kind of true.
Yeah.
Power 3 is a good one. I don't know if I call God Hand high caliber.
mean,
I did get
it's
Shadow of
the
the
next
Colossus
floor.
for you. Did I? I don't think
you
I did.
You did.
I
Yeah,
did?
Yeah.
It was on there?
It's on here.
Okay.
So I've not really played the PS2 one.
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
You played the remaster, right? And that game got remastered twice. There was also a PS3 version.
Yeah,
you know?
it's true.
I bet the game that I said wasn't on here.
I can't believe someone
It was
literally
impossible
said
to find.
Is
I
it-
don't think
yeah?
I don't think you should check either.
Yeah, I should have checked because I guarantee you won't have it.
Guys,
Yeah,
God of War
sure.
2 and Kingdom Hearts 2 absolutely got updated versions. What the fuck? Jesus.
Chat's confused.
Oh my god.
That's not right.
Yeah, chat's drunk.
You hit that guy twice and your weapon already went down like 5 points.
Put some
Oh,
more,
you got it.
put some more
Hey.
heal juice on it. Bite in your face.
Shaolin Monks. You know
Libra
what?
Monkey,
I'll
thank
give you that one.
Hey, there you go.
I'll
We have
give you that.
We got
Shaolin Monks is a great PS2 game that didn't really get a remaster.
Isn't there an unlock in Shaolin Monks, Kenny, where you can play a Scorpion and Sub-Zero?
Yep.
Yeah. Please try out Orphan.
No!
Whoa.
Scion of Sorcery? No.
What's wrong, Lord?
It's like
It's a launch. It's a
launch RPG game.
Oh.
And it always looked rough as fucking nuts.
Nice.
Oh.
You just made that guy sad and he
I'm
donated
probably-
$5.
Summoner? Fucking really? Summoner?
He was doing that to make us, like punish us. So
Damn.
we just
Yeah,
stopped.
what are those funky ass PlayStation 2 launch games? Summoner, Orphan, Fantavision,
Evergrace?
Evergrace, Eternal Ring.
I
Yeah.
remember going to fucking Rondi's, what's it called? His video game store.
Yeah.
And I saw Fantavision for the first time. I'm like, bro, I gotta play that. It looks like the horniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. This is the Korean. He's like, you know what? You're actually, and Ronnie was upselling it. You know what? It's actually a pretty fun game. Gotta try it out.
Rodney.
I'm like, bro.
Rodney was the best at upselling.
I'm like, bruh, it's fucking fireworks. Please stop. You know what? I demand we play that tonight.
Fantavision?
I've never played it.
God damn it.
I've never played it in my entire life. I've gotta see how, like, hilariously, like, one-dimensional that game is. I have to see it.
It's Boojin Guy. I just threw away a shirt of that game. That was one of the shirts I found, Max.
It got remastered on PS3. Nah.
Deep buried in a shelf. A Boojin Guy T-shirt from
Boojin
E3.
Guy.
I was like, this might be worth something, but eh.
No shills. I want to play it.
The majority of my T-shirts come from E3. I only buy T-shirts every once in a while.
Yeah. So they just said, you know what? Let's just take the sound bites of Link and then put them in the game. Let's just do that. Yeah. He needs a little fairy next time going, hey, listen.
Chat,
hey.
was there a game in the fucking Tail Concerto Solo to Robo series on PS2?
Beautiful.
Ooh, Red Faction? That's not good.
No. Sadly not. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Hey,
How many of you were...
Watch out. Listen.
A cat. Dark Cloud fans like myself.
I like Dark Cloud 2 more.
Yeah.
Fantavision.
I actually did like Dark Cloud 2.
Same. So,
He needs it.
yeah, give that to the Smash players.
Oh, damn. That's a new enemy. Okay. Little paper-looking vampire there. Pretty sexy. Nice camera.
Simulator? Nope! This is hardware.
Yeah, OG hardware running on a PS2. And proud of it.
I'm proud. Are we still poison? I thought it took an antidote. Let's get it again.
That was that flat face.
Oh,
Fighter
nice.
Maker 2, Kenny.
Oh, wow.
Fighter Maker 2 is a PS2 game.
What can I make in 30
No.
minutes?
I don't know. I don't know if I can make anything of value.
Hey, I made that one game.
That's true. But that's our time. Man's over here just breaking balls.
Blood's house.
Hey.
I want to know, chat, what is the most disappointed you were in a PS2 game? You were really like excited and hyped, and you played, and you're
Ooh.
like, "What the fuck is this?" Black? Really? Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah, well, he's kind of
Yeah.
not really. That's kind of
Because the hype for the game was really up there.
Yeah, the hype
And it
was
looks
up there.
good.
It was
The game was
visually
crazy.
incredible, but it's kind of
It
basic
was
as
basic.
shit.
It was a basic.
I actually see a lot of Oni, which is a good call.
Remember when we were playing, we have a copy of Oni
Ooh,
over there.
DMC2, game over.
Oh shit, that's
That
the best
one
one.
wins.
That's the
Yeah,
one
that
wins.
probably wins.
That one wins.
DMC2 wins.
That wins.
Game over.
People were trying to
I like side characters.
I-
Age of the Saga 1, 2,
shit.
and 3.
There was some kind of
Yeah.
weird ass argument that was happening,
Cold.
and people were trying to stand DMC2 of it not being that bad of a game. I was like, fuck no,
Yeah.
no,
They're in
no,
Fuck
no.
off and fuck you.
I fought so many demon tanks. Go to hell.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get me to ever say that game's over like a 5 out of 10. It is fucking rough, and people like try to like what
It's not
Itsuno
that bad.
tried his best. I'm like, yes, he did it in like 2 months. That shit is awful.
Smackdown, here comes the pain.
That was the crazy one, wasn't it, Kenny? That was the one you made all those characters
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
That Smackdown.
Here comes
No.
the
With the big leg.
Oh, maybe the one with the big leg, yeah.
Really? Onimusha 2? Was
All right, there we go.
All right, resetting.
That's fun.
Onimusha
who's
2
next?
really that disappointing?
DMC.
Onimusha 2's not bad.
We'll come back to 2.
It's
in a bit.
fine.
If it's me, then yeah, let me go.
No, Onimusha 2 is not
Well,
disappointing.
Let me get the NBA.
I'm surprised some people were really.
Yeah, NBA Street. I have it.
yeah.
How are some of you so excited?
Oh,
There goes the PSVR.
Well, I wasn't gonna say what that was, but
It's over.
it's over.
It'll be fine.